Hello friends, welcome to Core and Restore. My name is Jenny. I am happy to be back in Salt Lake City and filming, filming here at Public Coffee. For today's class, we will be needing a yoga strap or something that, it doesn't have to be quite this long. You can use a necktie, anything that is maybe about even just half this size. And then if you want any blankets, bolsters, blocks, anything like that for your restore part, feel free to grab those. And we're just gonna jump right into it today. So find a nice, comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. If you want to cross the legs or they could extend, you're also welcome to sit up on a block, on a folded up blanket, anything like that. So just take some time to first gather your props and then start to settle in. Getting any wiggles out. And just start to tune in. Start to open up and start to feel. Start to notice your breath. And start to deepen the breath. And as you allow yourself to start to feel, kind of the theme for today is emotional bypassing. This idea that we may not want to feel our emotions. They can be uncomfortable, they can be vulnerable. But we want to give ourselves space and time to be able to feel those things, no matter how uncomfortable. So just allow yourself to start to open up to that. Drawing the breath in and out of the nose. And just starting to observe, starting to feel, starting to check in with the body, check in with the thoughts. Sitting up nice and tall, release the arms alongside the body. Inhale, send the arms out to the side, raise them up. Exhale, release the right hand down, reach up and over, find a side stretch. Inhale, come back up through center, both arms reach up. Exhale, release left hand down, stretch the other side. And just find a little movement here, side to side. You can take this as deep or as shallow as you'd like. Just starting to bring some movement to the spine, some nice stretching in the side body, a movement in the arms, linking the breath to those movements. Awesome work. Slowly start to make your way back towards center. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring them into goalposts. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, bend. And just find a little flow here. Reaching up towards the sky, finding stretch in the side body. And then as you bend the elbows, draw the shoulders together. A few more rounds here. Awesome work. Next time the elbows are bent, we're going to extend through the arms, turn the palms up. Inhale, send the thumbs back, chest lifts. Exhale, bring the hands forward as you tuck in through the chin. Think a little cat-cow here with the spine. Inhale to open, and exhale, bring it in. Repeating here a few times. Awesome work. Come up to a neutral spine, and then we'll bend the elbows, bring the fingertips to the shoulders. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist over towards the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Inhale through center. Take a few rounds here. Finding that breath. One more each side. Come back through center and just take some circles through the elbows. So we're kind of circling in opposite directions. So as left elbow comes forward, right arm goes back. So kind of like you're swimming, but really awkwardly with the elbows. And then backstroke, reverse. Awesome work. Come back to neutral. Release the arms down. Come forward onto the knees. Start to set up your tabletop. Plant the hands, wrists underneath shoulders or forward if that feels better for the wrists. Point the toes, press into the tops of the feet. Start to bring in some cat-cow. Inhale to lower the belly, chest lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, round it out. Draw belly in and up. A few more rounds here. Finding your breath. All right, now we're going to find a neutral spine. We're going to bring in a little breath work here, a little fire breath. So we're going to draw the belly in and then just kind of release it down. So it's an active inhale and a passive exhale. The exhale just kind of happens. And we're going to pick up the pace a little bit here, so it'll look a little something like this. Continue like this, and notice that I'm not just throwing my spine around. I'm drawing the belly in, which is creating that little lift, and then releasing, which is causing that little arch. Creating heat in the body, starting to fire up the core. A few more here. Deep inhale and exhale out of the mouth. Awesome work. Send the hips back, find a child's pose, lengthen through the arms as you release the head down. All right, now from here, we're going to start to raise the hands, hover the chest. So we're still down in kind of a child's pose, but a little more active here. So we're extending the arms out. The hands could even come into a goalpost, out into a T, or if it works best, send the arms back, rolling the shoulder blades back. But we're hovering the chest. We're not resting the belly on the thighs, but we're hovering as we lengthen through the spine, trying to build up that core just a little bit more. Again, your choice, how you have the arms. The hips are lifted off of the heels. Beautiful work. Wherever the arms are, send them back behind you. And then inhale, raise the arms up as you come up onto the knees. Press the hips forward, little stretch for the hip flexors. And exhale, release back down, hovering the chest. Inhale, raise it up, hip shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Hovering the chest. A few more like this. Send those hips forward, little back bend, and then exhale, send it down. Use the strength in the core to have that length in the spine and to hover. Last time, bowing forward and raising up. Extending the arms up, we're going to extend the right leg out. So we're going to plant the foot, toes pointing forward, finding a little stretch through the inner thigh. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, release left hand down. Right arm reaches up and over. From the strength in the obliques, inhale up through center. Exhale, open up to gate. And we'll find just a little flow through here, working those side to side, obliques here. Trying to not use momentum. If you need to double up on the mat for the knee, or maybe kneel on a blanket, feel free. Awesome work, one more round. Come back through neutral. And then once again, we're going to start to bow the chest forward. We're hovering the chest. Arms can again stay extended. They can reach overhead. They can reach back behind you. Finding a little more opening through that hip. And if the hovering of the chest doesn't quite work, you can release the hands. But try to challenge yourself here to find that length, find that engagement. Awesome work. If you want a little more, maybe just little baby pulses. So just working those stabilizing muscles. Beautiful. When you're ready, arms reach overhead, hips lower all the way down, and we come down into an extended leg child's pose, or with one leg extended. Release down. Here, the belly can be resting on that left thigh. Awesome work. One more deep round of breath. And then just as we did on both knees, we're going to inhale to raise up, arms reach up, chest and hips shift forward, and exhale, lower down. Hover the chest, let the arms just flow with whatever feels right. Inhale, raise back up. Exhale, lower down. The spine is nice and extended. Core is engaged. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhale, lift it up. Arms reach up. We're gonna draw that right foot in and switch it out. Extend the left leg out. Plant the foot. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, right arm releases down. Left arm reaches out. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, open up to gate. And we'll find a little flow here. Again, slow and steady. Really moving from the strength in your core. Linking the breath to the movements. Inhale to come up. Exhale to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side. Awesome work. A few more here. When you're ready, come back up through neutral. Both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, start to hover the chest as you bow forward. The hips will shift back, but the hips are still hovering over the over the heel. Arms can stay extended. They can come into a T. They can reach back, or if they need to, release them down towards the earth. Try to find that hover if you can, to find that strength in the core. And if you'd like, those little pulses. We're continuing to press into that left foot. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release it down. The hip can shift back onto that right heel as we find a little more opening through that inner thigh. Find your breath, feel that heat in the body as it starts to build up. All right, then we've got those raises up. So inhale, just start to press into the foot as you lift up, hips shift forward. Exhale, bow it down. Then the arms can just flow, whatever feels natural. Hover the chest, inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back down. Few more. Resist the urge to go fast. Try not to use momentum. We're building up strength here. Last one. Bow forward. Inhale, lift it up. We bring that foot, or right foot, left foot back in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release down. Hips come down to the thighs. Excuse me, hips come down onto the heels. Plant the hands and just take a moment here. Find your breath. Feel. Awesome work. As you feel ready, we'll come forward back to our hands and knees. Find that solid connection to the ground. We're propping the toes this time. Spread out through the hands, lengthen through the spine, engage in the core. Start to hover the knees as you root back through the heels, finding a little stretch in the feet. Keep that spine nice and extended. And then from the strength in the core, continue to lift the hips. Chest shifts back. We're finding a downward dog. You can keep the knees bent if that helps you keep the spine nice and extended. Or if you'd like, you can start to pedal through the feet. You can start to straighten through the legs. But notice if the spine starts to round out, you want to keep it nice and straight. Awesome work. Connect to your first downward dog. Then without shifting through the hips, inhale, start to extend the right leg up. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna step the foot forward. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, raise up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, release the hands down. Bring the hands to the heart. And just take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to feel your heartbeat, to feel your breath. Inhale, re-extend, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release the hands down. Prop the toes, lift the back knee, draw the right foot back, coming through plank pose. Find a solid plank here. Knees can lower down into half plank, still extending through that spine. When you're ready, elbows draw together, nice and slow, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, lift up to cobra. And exhale, press it back, downward dog. Awesome work. Couple rounds of breath here. Inhale, start to extend the left leg up towards the sky, hips stay squared. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, raise up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment to breathe. Be thankful for your breath. Be thankful for your freedom to breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Inhale, re-extend, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release the hands down, prop the back toe, lift the back knee, draw left foot back, finding plank pose. Awesome work. This round, we're just gonna do a chaturanga push-up. So again, choice if the knees are lifted or lowered. We're gonna exhale, lower halfway down till the elbows are parallel. Inhale, press back up, lift the hips, downward dog. Awesome work. Find your breath. When you're ready, inhale, extend the right leg up. This time, bend the knee, heel towards the glute. Knee starts to lift up as the hips start to lift, or excuse me, hips start to open. Beautiful work. On an inhale, we're gonna shift forward. That right knee comes to the outside of the right elbow. Core work here. Nice work. Inhale, re-extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. And then we're gonna root down towards the feet, draw that right hip back. Inhale, raise up, high crescent lunge. Awesome work. That right hip drawing back, left hip shifting forward, so you have that squaring of the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Back heel pivots down. Opening up through the hips this time. Arms extend along horizon. Awesome work. Now from that strength in the obliques, we're just gonna shift forward and back. Small little movements, just through the core here. Awesome. Next time, you're shifting back, straighten through that front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle. One deep round of breath here. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, start to cartwheel the hands forward. Lean forward as far as you can without shifting in the body. Just tilt the arms down, finding triangle. And then from here, from the strength in the obliques, little gentle pulses. So kind of that same side to side movement that we had in our warrior two, but we're doing it from triangle now. Awesome work. On your next inhale, come back up, reverse triangle. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Plant the hands, back foot pivots, right foot draws back, come through plank pose. Exhale, your choice. Bend the elbows, come into a chaturanga push-up or all the way down to the belly. Inhale, press back up, lift the hips, downward dog. Excellent work. We'll start to take that on the other side. Inhale, start to raise the left leg up. Bend the knee, knee lifts, hips open. One round of breath. And then as you feel ready, we're starting to shift forward as we circle that knee forward towards the left elbow. Find your breath. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Find your base, square through the hips. Inhale, raise up, crescent lunge. And we've got that squaring through the hips, left hip drawing back, right hip shifting forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, open up the hips into warrior two. Back foot pivots down as you open up. Awesome work, and then start to bring in that subtle movement side to side. Moving from the strength in the obliques. When you're ready, straighten through that front leg, reverse triangle. One deep inhale here. Exhale. Start to come forward. Extend through the arms. Shift forward as far as you can. Then just tilt the arms down. Find engagement in the obliques. Find those little pulses, that side to side movement in our triangle. Find your breath. Awesome work. Inhale. Come back up. Reverse your triangle. And exhale. Cartwheel the hands forward. Plant the hands. Pivot back, heel up. Draw the left foot back. Once again, your choice. Chaturanga push-up or all the way to the belly. Press back up. Lift the hips. Downward dog. Fantastic work. Find your breath. On an inhale, look up at the hands, start to travel the feet forward. You can walk, hop, jump, dance your way to the top. Forward fold, release the head and neck down. Bend in the knees as little or as much as you'd like, but keep that softness. Release through the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Find that extension through the spine. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, reverse swan dive, send the arms out to this side. Raise them up towards the sky. Exhale, prayer hands, heart center. Take a moment here. Feel your breath. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating. Beautiful work. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop the arms up, send the hips back, find chair pose. Hips are shifting back. We're trying to get the knees back in line with the heels. If they're not quite there, that's totally fine, just as long as the knees aren't coming past the toes. And arms can reach up, out, goalposts, or prayer. And we've got this length in the spine. All right, now from here, we're bringing in that fire breath once again. So like we did on our hands and knees, active inhale, passive exhale, building up more heat. Keep going. Few more. Inhale, deep, raise it up. And exhale, dive it forward. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Find that extension through the spine. Exhale, fold it in. Place the hands on the ground. Hop or step the feet back. Once again, your choice. Either chaturanga push-up, press back up, or all the way to the belly. Lift the hips, downward dog. Awesome work. When you're ready, look up at the hands. This time we're gonna hop or step the feet through to find a seat. Awesome work. Let's start with a seated cat-cow, finding a solid connection down to the sits bones. Knees bent a little wider than hip distance, grabbing onto the knees. Inhale till length and draw the shoulders back. Gaze lifts, chest lifts. Exhale, round it out. A few more like this at your own pace. You're welcome to slow it down if you want to breathe deeper into for a few rounds of breath. Awesome work. Now we're going to come back up to neutral. We're going to keep the feet planted. Find that nice length in the spine, and then start to sit it back. Hands can stay on the knees, or they can release. And then we're either going to keep the feet planted, come up onto the toes. We're going to extend the right leg up, lower down. Left leg up, lower down. Nice and slow. Try not to round out in the back or in the spine. Keep it nice and straight, and the shoulders are in the back. Awesome work. All right, now continue like this if you'd like, or if you want a little bit more, we're gonna extend the right leg up, tap it over to the right, back up through center, and then release. Extend the left, rainbow, tap out to the left, back up through center. Embrace the shake. Awesome work. You got this. Just a few more. Last one on this side. Awesome work. Now, if you'd like, extend both legs. Maybe they just come at, with the knees bent. You could grab onto the feet, extend them out. Just a challenge of the balance here. You can even grab onto the yogi toe lock and extend out. Beautiful work. One last little challenge if you want. Bring the legs together. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Release it all down. Beautiful work. Bottoms of the feet come together. Knees drop open. Cobbler's pose. Nice length in the spine. Solid connection down to the sits bones. If you'd like, fold it forward. Finding an opening in the hips. Release through the head, neck, and shoulders. Awesome work. Raise back up. Got just a little more core work for you. Once again, we're gonna plant those feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Find that length in the spine, lay it back. Arms could extend or they could come behind the knees. And we're just gonna shift side to side. So we're not rounding out, we're not falling back. It's okay if you do fall back, just come back up and just lay it back as far as you can until you start to feel that resistance. And shift side to side. Awesome work. As you feel ready, come back up, draw the knees together. We'll start to draw the knees in towards the chest, little rock and roll. All right, from here we're coming into plank pose. So a fun little transition you could take is come forward, plant the hands, hop or step back to plank. If that transition doesn't work for you, find one that does. Last little bit of core work here. Either stay here in your plank. This is challenging. You can lower the knees down into half plank. If you want to take it a little bit further, we'll step the right foot out towards the right, tap the toe, bring it back. Step the left toe out to the left, bring it back. And one last step if you want to take it just a little further. As you're tapping the toes, lower down into that chaturanga push-up. And back up. Last one. Fantastic work. Come back through plank, lower the knees, send the hips back. Child's pose. Feel your breath. If it would feel good, turn the palms up, let the shoulders roll open. Slowly start to walk the hands back. As you come up through hero's pose, swing the legs around. Find the center of your mat. Locate your strap or whatever you're using as a strap. Extend out through the arms. Let's bend through the knees once again since we were here. And we're just gonna slowly start to lay it back. Spine straight for as long as you can, and then round out. Nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Release all the way down to the ground. Extend out through the legs, arms reach up and over. Roll out through the wrists and ankles, wiggle through the fingers, spread out through the toes, take a nice big good morning stretch. And we're gonna inhale to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Bring the hands to the top of the knee and use the hands to kind of circle the knee around. So where you're moving the top of the femur inside the hip socket, reverse direction of those circles. And then we're gonna locate our strap, find about the center of it, place it on the ball of the foot, so right below the toes, and extend the leg up towards the sky, flexing the toes back. Left leg can stay extended, toes flexed back. If that's a little too intense in the hips, you can bend the knee, planting the foot on the ground. That also brings in a little more stability. So your choice, what that left leg is doing. And the right leg, as it's extending, there might be some shaking. That's okay. Saying hello to your hamstring. Whew, I got a lot of shaking. All right, then when you're ready, holding on to the strap, we'll slowly start to open that right leg out towards the right. Doesn't matter how open the leg is, it definitely doesn't need to come to the ground, but we want to keep that left hip bone on the ground, so maybe bring the hand to the hip. We don't want it to lift up, so the hips are nice and squared. With the strap, you can kind of play with the angle of the leg. Maybe the heel comes down towards the feet, maybe the toes come up towards the head. And stay connected. As we start to slow things down, it might be easy for the mind to start to wander, but try to stay present. Stay with your breath, stay with the sensations, stay with the feelings that arise. When you're ready, nice and slow, we'll start to raise that right leg back up towards the sky. And then we'll start to send it over towards the left. We're gonna keep that right hip bone grounded. And as the leg comes across, you won't have to go very far to start to feel that sensation in the outside of the right leg. Nothing forceful here. But again, keep that right hip grounded at first. Find your breath. And then if you'd like, taking this into a twist, allowing that right hip to lift, and that right leg continues over towards the left. Left leg could stay extended, or if the knee is bent, you could bend the knee and draw it in if that feels better in your body. Keep those toes flexed back as you root out through the heel. Maybe that right arm extends out. Find your breath in your twist. And when you're ready, nice and slow, start to raise that right leg back up towards the sky. Keep the leg extended as you release the strap. Bring the arms down alongside the body, close the eyes, and then nice and slow, for a count of 10, we're gonna lower the leg down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot. Take a moment to pause, to feel. Maybe the right leg feels a little longer than the left. When you're ready, inhale, draw that left knee in towards the chest. Wrapping the hands around and then using the hands to find some circling through that hip socket. Circle in both directions. It's also a nice little massage for the hip flexor. All right, as you feel ready, find your strap. Wrap the center of it around the ball of the left foot right below the toes. And then extend the left toes up. Flexing the left toes back. The strap is there to help flex those toes as we root up through that heel. Again, the right leg can extend. You can plant the foot on the ground, whatever feels best for you here. Don't feel like it has to be the same exact experience as on the right side as you have on the left. Getting a nice stretch through the hamstring. You can use the strap to pull gently the toes closer towards the head until you get that desired sensation. Don't push it so far that there's tearing or burning sensations in the hamstring, but just a nice deep stretch. Embrace the shake. My legs are shaking like crazy. I got Elvis legs going. Find your breath. I don't know if you guys can see how much my leg is shaking. It's a lot. All right, as you feel ready, nice and slow, we'll start to open that leg out towards the left, keeping that right hip bone grounded. Again, the right leg can extend, or you could plant the foot, bending the knee. Then you can kind of use the strap to maybe play with the angle of the hip. Just feel into this. Then nice and slow, we'll start to raise that left leg back up towards center, keeping the left hip grounded. We'll start to send that left leg across the body over towards the right side, pausing when you start to feel that sensation in the outside of that left leg. Again, you won't have to go very far, keeping that left hip grounded. That right leg can still stay extended, or it could be bent. Breathe into the sensations. And when you're ready, if you'd like to take this into a twist, continuing to let that left leg fall over towards the right as the left hip lifts off the ground this time. Left arm could extend. Still nothing forceful. Don't try to recreate the same experience on one side. Just honor where you are. Honor your body as it is right now. A few more rounds of breath. And as you feel ready, slowly start to raise that left leg back up towards the sky, planting that left hip bone. Keeping the leg extended, remove the strap. Bring the palms towards the ground, close the eyes. Still rooting out through the heel, nice and slow. Lower it down for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release leg down. Pause. Feel. Breathe. And as you feel ready, draw both knees in towards the chest, grabbing onto the outsides or tops of the knees, or even wrapping the arms around, hugging in. Little tuck through the tailbone as you rock side to side. You can even circle through the knees, giving yourself a little low back massage, pressing the lumbar spine into the mat. Now, as you feel ready, we're going to set up a reclined cobbler's pose. So if you want to use props for this, you're totally welcome to. Just a regular reclined cobbler's pose, bottoms of the feet touch, knees drop open. If you have compression in the low back, you can bring a little more arch into the low back to relieve some of that compression, or you could tuck through the tailbone and flatten through that low back. Ways that you can use props. If you have a bolster, you could slide it underneath the knees. Bolster, cushion, anything like that, you could slide it in between the knees. You could lie the spine back along it. You could take a blanket and roll it up and lie the spine back along. And that just brings a little more heart opening here. You could also bring blocks in underneath each knee for support if you'd like. So as you open up through the hips, arms can be alongside the body. They can open up into a T or goalpost, or you could bring both hands to the belly, or one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Open up. And as you are here in this vulnerable position, I want to read a little something to you about emotional bypassing that I found on the website foreverconscious.com. Emotions may be heated, but we have to learn to listen to ourselves. We have to learn to listen to our anger and frustration, for there is wisdom to gain. If we allow ourselves to sit in our emotions, we're likely to have a breakthrough. If we allow ourselves to feel our anger and feel our uncomfortable intensity of our emotions, we're likely to find the truth of what is bubbling beneath the surface or what has already erupted. All the voices we carry within us deserve to be heard. Sometimes we work so hard to silence the voices of shame or guilt or anger within ourselves and within others. But there is also power in learning to stop and listen. Listen to what those voices are saying. If we constantly dismiss the hard or the more abrasive thoughts and feelings, then we'll never really fully understand them. And it's not that we want to sit in anger forever or allow our inner voice to become drowned out by negative talk. But we also don't want to ignore these voices or push them away. We don't want to emotionally bypass because it's uncomfortable. When we listen to ourselves, when we really take the time to go within and listen, We catch things we may have otherwise missed. We learn things about ourselves and open to new truths. It's not just our light and love that can teach us, but our jealousy, resentment, our pain, and our anger too. These emotions are uncomfortable, and no one wants to feel this way. But it is also a part of our human experience. And we can no longer ignore them or wish them away with false thinking. We cannot rush this process. We can't just let it go because it's uncomfortable. We have to sit with it first. We have to own all of it. We have to claim it and allow ourselves to rise with it so that we can understand what is fanning our flames. Because what ignites you? What gets you mad and angry? What fires you up is a clue to your power and your purpose. Allow yourself to feel, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how vulnerable. And when you get to know those feelings, don't be afraid to share them, to have those difficult conversations, to have those uncomfortable talks. Because then we can truly learn from those emotions and grow from those experiences. Few more rounds of breath. And as you feel ready to come out, bring the hands down to the outer thighs and help draw the knees together. Walk the feet out a little wider than hip distance. Let the knees drop to the right, up through center, over towards the left. If you need to remove any props that are supporting your back in order to get the benefits of this gentle twisting, feel free. Side to side, little windshield wipers, feel free to pause at any point to breathe deeper into a sensation. As you feel ready, we'll slowly start to make a transition towards our Shavasana, or our final relaxation. But if there are any final movements, stretches, poses, anything that would help round out your practice, help you settle into your final relaxation, Please feel free to take as much time to explore those as you would like. Listening to the body, giving it any movements it's craving. And then as you feel ready, starting to set up your final relaxation. It could be on the back, palms turned up, toes turned out in a traditional corpse pose. If that's not feeling awesome today, use props to support you. Roll onto the side, lie on the belly. Even come to a seated meditation. And I'll hold space for about a minute or two for Shavasana, but I encourage you to take more time than that after this video ends. As you start to settle into your final relaxation pose, allow yourself to surrender. Surrender the body, surrender the breath, surrender the mind. Allow whatever arises for you to arise. Witness it. Be a home for it. Don't bypass it if it's uncomfortable or feels too vulnerable. And if you have more time to dedicate to your Shavasana, I encourage at least 5 minutes up to 20 minutes. Please give yourself that gift. As you feel ready, gently start to bring a little movement back into the body. If you're not already there, slowly making your way onto one side of the body, pausing for a moment in a nurturing pose, offering yourself gratitude for carving out this time, for stepping on your mat, and for giving yourself the time and the space and the opportunity to feel. As you feel ready, gently make your way back up to a comfortable seat. I'll invite you to bring the hands to heart center or take any other meaningful gesture with the hands. Thank you so much for allowing me into your homes today to share this practice with you. I see you, I honor you, and I bow to you. Namaste.